Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Dragon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad, Josh, and hey, Eric, are you there? Nah, he's dealing with I don't know how you put this delicately. How do you say this? He's going through something personal. The gift of life.
I think you can say that him and his wife are having a child.
He's here. Okay. He said, "I'm here." He's here.
Okay. Well, that just means he's on the YouTube. Hey, bud.
He's busy. He's busy. He can't come.
We got it. Golly.
They don't want live streaming going on too much where he's at right now. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I don't think it's completely illegal, but it's frowned upon. Okay.
I think you should do it. Just call it. Let's go. Let's see some baby action. Woo!
The party hasn't started yet.
You made the baby. Let's finish this thing off, boys. Like a team.
Like a team. He's Jason Garrett.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Jason Garrett. That's what Eric's doing his best. Jason Garrett right now.
Get in there, champ. You got it. Love ya. All right. That's what I'm talking about. News.
Hold on. Before we get into news, because I messed this up last time really bad. As all you know, we are under the umbrella of you can see it up there in the top corner, the Fantasy Sports Alliance. And Josh, can you tell them about the Fantasy Sports Alliance?
Right now we have the playoff challenge going on. And that's going to actually allow someone to have a free admission into FSA next year, excuse me. Fantasy Sports Alliance is huge. It's growing. There's going to be a veterans-only league next year. They have several dynasty leagues. We have redraft leagues. We have everything. Arm and leg leagues where you just play kickers and quarterbacks. We have it all. And I think you owe it to yourself to go to fsa-fr.com. You need to check out that website, and you need to see what they have to offer. If you don't believe me, don't just take my word for it. You can tune in every Wednesday night and specifically chat with the owner, not just some guy, the owner, operator, creator.
He's not just the member. He's not just the owner. He's a member too. It's like the hair club for men, dude. You remember that?
Yeah. He buys his own. He gets half his own supply. Like that happens. Yeah, he does every year with us. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if he's ever won, but he's involved, and that's what matters. Is the owner is involved. Every Wednesday night, he's going to be on here broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then not only that, why don't you check out the Average Bros? Average Bros fall under the FSA umbrella as well. They're going to be on every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night, they're going to be over here doing their thing, talking about football, everything you want to know. They talk about the fantasy aspect of it, but they also give you some real life news, notes, and information that you need to get going. They're average at best, but that's why we love them. Check those guys out every Tuesday night. Check out the website, fsa-rfr.com. We love you. And let's get back to the show.
Let's do it. Hey, Josh, you want to read that comment for me?
No, I'm going to pull an Adam Gase and leave as soon as he's out. That is what Adam Gase did. Hey, I got to go.
Hey, Maria, how's it going? Thanks for being here late at night with us. But we're going to start our deep dive. We kind of glossed over this on the last episode. We kind of went down the top ranks and gave like quick hits. But now we're going to go position by position, dive deep in there. If we need to do multiple on like running back or wide receiver because, we go deep.
I'll do it.
Go deep.
I'll do it.
1, 2, 3, 4 knuckle deep. You know what I'm saying? We got to do what we got to do.
I'll drown. I don't even care.
Yeah. Right. Like when you were a kid, and you jumped off the diving board and you're like, I'm going to try to touch the bottom. But you just seem like you would get really nervous. You start feeling like you run out of air and your feet just aren't quite there yet.
Well, I was 30 when I did that, but yeah.
Same thing happened though, right? Exact same thing. You're like,
I was terrified.
Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom? You're at that point of no return where you're like, can I swim fast enough? I need the bottom to push me up.
Yeah, I was really scared. I was really, really scared. Yeah. But hey, it's okay. I get it, dude. That's
since we're talking about quarterbacks, the biggest news that we've kind of hit on, I know the Average Bros have talked about, I know FSA's talked about it, is Deshaun Watson. And this, I'm just going to call it what it is. It's a soap opera right now. Man, this is Telemundo. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like the GM hire. He does not like who they're interviewing at the coaching position. They have interviewed Eric Bieniemy, as far as I know right now, but obviously he can't make any decisions until after the Super Bowl. But yeah, hi Jenna. Don't worry what we said. Going deep. So Deshaun Watson, though, do you think that he plays for Houston? He is not returning calls from the owner. He is not talking to anybody there. Do you think he plays for Houston next year?
I don't. Well, actually, excuse me. I'm sorry. I think he does play for Houston. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because of his dead cap money.
Okay.
So right now, he doesn't want to be traded to any team. He has a no trade clause. So he's going to be able to actually have some say as to where he gets traded. On top of that, I think the dead cap money for Deshaun Watson is going to be about $27 million. So to pay $27 million for a guy who's no longer on your roster, on top of being one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL, I don't think that's crazy to say. You're going to lose that on top of it.
He did lead the league in passing this year. Yep.
$27 million, top 5 quarterback. What are you going to get in return that's going to replace the money and the value? I mean,
that $27 million is just for 1 year, though, right?
Yeah, but you're talking about the Eagles gave up 2 firsts, a second, and a third for Nick Foles before he ever played a down. Or not for Nick Foles, sorry, excuse me, for Carson Wentz, before he ever played a snap. So what we're talking about right here is something that's never been heard of. I mean, I don't know what team would be willing to do that, or what team even has the draft capital to do it. Maybe the Jets do, but if the Jets – no, he's not going to sit out. If the Jets don't – I mean, the Jets, if they give up everything they have, then they're not going to be a good enough team, and he's going to block that trade anyway. I really do think Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz are both going to be on the roster.
He said he would go to Miami. He did say that he would waive his no trade clause from Miami.
Yeah, but what are they going to give up?
What I'm saying is, yes, you're right. Like, we don't see blockbuster trades like this in the NFL, right? Like you brought it up before the show. This isn't the NBA. You don't see big players getting moved like James Harden for just slews of picks and stuff like that.
And it's mostly because of the way that the salary cap and contracts work in the NFL as opposed to the NBA.
Length of the contracts. To be honest with you, the length of the contracts.
Yeah, it's not the same kind of money that goes around because you have dead cap money. Even though that money might have already been paid out, you still have it goes against your salary cap. And like that's what New England suffered this year. They still had to pay. They still had dead cap money for Tom Brady, even though the money had already been paid out. It still affected their cap pretty heavily. The Cowboys are going to be in trouble with this soon, Eric, as you know. So, dead cap money is real money. It just hurts you, and the salary cap is probably going to drop by about 2 or 3% next year.
Does anything change with you if Deshaun Watson moves? If he goes to the Jets, who got Robert Saleh as their coach, they brought in the offensive coordinator from the 49ers, Matt LaFleur, not Mike LaFleur, not Matt LaFleur, Mike LaFleur.
And he already said that he would run the same kind of style of offense that they ran in San Francisco. So yeah, that's a huge it's not a huge downgrade because
it's a downgrade.
I do because the same talent isn't there. He gets an upgraded tight end, but his receiving core is a downgrade. And that's
his receiver was that much different. He's playing with all wide receiver 2s at best. No, he doesn't have a primary guy.
Brandon Cooks, 1,000 yards again.
1,000 yards again. Cowboys had 3 dudes like 1,000 yards, like 2 dudes 1,000 yards again, right?
Potato, tomato. But yeah, no, I don't know. For me, it's a downgrade. I think Miami would be a better situation for him.
But what I'm getting at is, is it going to move the needle on his draft stock, fantasy wise?
Yeah, I think his draft stock will actually drop a little bit, and if anything, he'll be a better value for you.
Okay, if he moves, depending on
yeah, that's my opinion. I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen because I really don't think he's going to move. They're probably going to hire Eric Bieniemy because you saw today who else they interviewed. It's trash. Jim Caldwell and Josh McCown, who just retired. So
Josh McCown, though, was a PE teacher. I'm just saying.
So the Texans are the only team without a head coach, and it's not looking good.
Let's talk about some of these retirements at the QB position that we had. We got Phillip Rivers, who said him and his wife can finally focus on starting a family. Okay.
Dadgummit.
So we have Philip Rivers. And did Drew Brees, he hasn't made it official yet, right?
No.
I mean, but it's official. Let's be honest. It's one of those, it's like the worst kept secret in all of football right now.
Yeah, it looked like Peyton Manning's last year. You remember when the arm just wasn't there?
Yeah.
He's just kind of holding on. He held on 1 year, maybe really 2 years, too long, Drew Brees. So I think he's done.
When Jameis Winston has a better deep ball than you, a more accurate deep ball than you might want to rethink.
LASIK makes a big difference, bud.
It does. So what this does to me, it gives two prime spots for quarterbacks that I think whatever quarterback goes into either one of these situations is going into a great situation. You agree?
Yeah, they're both fantastic situations.
Because we love the offensive line in Indianapolis. I think we like the weapons there. T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman, all the tight ends they got, Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines. I mean, it's a good situation for a quarterback to be in.
It's a great
play-action game can be awesome, right? Then we got New Orleans, and all we got to say is Sean Payton, right? And supposedly, did you hear about Michael Thomas? Said he had torn ligaments. And he was trying to make it happen for Drew Brees. He knew this was going to be Drew Brees last year, and he was trying to play through a lot of stuff. So that might explain what happened with Michael Thomas this year, the fall off that was Michael Thomas.
Yeah, he's clearly no A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Who needed surgery on both knees and made the Pro Bowl.
And then Eric's got another one right here. Is Ben next? Big Ben reminds me of Brett Favre. He's a guy who I don't think wants to give it up, but kind of says he wants to give it up when he doesn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You remember the Brett Favre saga of I'm retiring, I'm not retiring, I don't know what I want to do. I kind of like it. I love the paychecks. I like going out there with the guys, but man, practices and getting ready and getting in shape. And
don't like camp. Yeah, I think that could be the situation. Actually, Big Ben, he wasn't great this year. He was good. But he wasn't himself before the surgery. He got the ball much quicker, which means he had the highest number of batted balls he's ever had in his entire career. On top of that, he was inaccurate. The receiving core didn't actually do him too much favors with all the drops that he had this year. Big Ben, and if he stays on the team, he's going to carry a $40 million cap hit. 40. He needs to retire to help them. If he really wants to help them, he will retire.
Or restructure the contract.
He won't do that.
I mean, that's what we could do. So what do you want to do with, so of those three spots, which one is your favorite? Let's say Big Ben, which one is your favorite landing spot for a free agent / rookie quarterback?
Oh, it's got to be Indianapolis.
You like it better than going to Sean Payton with New Orleans?
Absolutely.
With what
has Sean Payton done for me lately? Tell me.
He made Taysom Hill a QB1 on the weeks he started.
No, I'm not. No, for me, the best spot is Indianapolis. Hands down, best spot. Okay. Everything's there. Everything you could want. Tight end, receiver, offensive line, running backs, or everything is at least a B+. It's the best spot. Okay. Because after Michael Thomas, your next best receiver is Traquan Smith?
Emmanuel Sanders? Harris? Need to average Josh in here. Who was the guy that was just trying to win him in the game?
It's Harris. He's like 5'8", fast guy.
Trying to win him the game.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
And then let's so before we get into teams that really going to need some quarterbacks, let's just start running down some of these guys. We've ran down them. Josh Allen, who do we need to say anything? Really? Josh Allen? He good. Do you see a fall off next year? A little bit.
Stephon Diggs made a big difference.
Do you see a Lamar Jackson fall off for him?
He's gonna dip a little bit, and the reason I say that is because what he did, the jump from year 2 to year 3 for him was huge. He increased his passing efficiency by 10%, his completion percentage. So he went all the way up to 69% this year. The jump was huge, and I just don't know if he's going to repeat that. He has to start running the ball less. You can kind of see where he's done that a little bit. But
he was third in quarterback rushing touchdowns, behind only Kylie Murray and Cam Newton. He had 8. Remember last year he led the league in it.
it's one of those things that he has to stop a little bit, but that's kind of what makes him who he is. But these guys, I know that they're running. I think he's still going to be a great value. Him and Kyler Murray were 1 and 2. They're phenomenal quarterbacks. I'm not arguing that. And I think he's still going to be a guy who, especially if they lose this week, he's going to be a great value. He still won't be one of those guys that gets taken in the first or second round. He'll probably drop all the way to the 5th, 6th round still.
Who, Josh
Allen?
Allen?
He's good value.
Patrick Mahomes probably going first. I could see him
value.
being the second guy on the board.
So I think Kyler will go before him. Or Kyler will go before Josh Allen. And then you're probably looking, honestly, at Aaron Rodgers. People will still bite on that. Aaron Rodgers, name value. But Josh Allen he'll still be in the top 5.
I don't think it'd be a steal. I think it would still be too early for me to take a quarterback at that.
Well, yeah, we have a different strategy.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, number 2 was Kyler Murray, who was second in touchdowns. He was second in rushing attempts for a quarterback with 133 rushing attempts for Kyler Murray. Josh Allen had 102. Kyler Murray rushed for 819 yards.
It's pretty good, Bob.
That's a lot of yards.
From what I understand, yes, that is a lot of yards.
Kyler Murray. Do you worry about Kyler Murray, though, with the red zone efficiency for Arizona is not really there?
I'm worried that he's plateaued in this offense.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he has plateaued as far as what he can do. I still think he can go up another level, which is saying a lot considering how great he's been. I just don't think that Cliff Kingsbury is the guy to get him there. I think that he's plateaued in the offense. You can kind of see it. He's done everything that he can. He's playing hurt. He shouldn't be running as much as he is based on his size. He should be using it to escape a little bit, more like how Russell Wilson runs, which is only when you absolutely have to.
He's still very elusive out there when you watch him run.
But if we're talking about running quarterbacks and the guy I'd be worried the most about getting injured, it would be Kyler Murray.
Yes. Then Aaron Rodgers, number 3 there.
Wow, was I wrong on this one?
I know.
Really thought he'd fall off hard.
So
that did not happen.
I mean, when you have 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, life's pretty good for you, right?
Yeah, Bob, that's pretty dang good.
He's still gonna have Devontae Adams. So as long as he's got Devontae Adams and he's got Aaron Rodgers, I mean, next year we're not gonna take him, but do you still see him staying in that QB1 range next year?
This year I watched a lot of what he did. Because I was like, the dude's falling off. He was elite. I'm not talking about he was really good or he was elite. I think he was a top 12 quarterback in the majority of the games that he played. I want to say out of 14 out of the 16 games he played, he was a top 12 quarterback. That's huge. Aaron Rodgers, 48-5. He had that one bad game earlier in the year against Tampa. It was actually, which is ironic considering that's who they're playing. But other than that, Aaron Rodgers is pretty dang good. And I have no reason to believe that he won't be otherwise. He's thriving in this offense. Maybe they will draft someone to help him.
So number 4 was Patrick Mahomes. Another year, Patrick Mahomes, not the QB1. 2 years in a row now. Is he washed?
Get out of here. No.
I just kidding. No, I mean, whatever.
He only played 15 games. On a points per game basis, he was better than all 3 of the guys we already mentioned.
I know. I'm just kidding. And the year before, he was banged up too as well. Remember, that was a lot of injuries. So Patrick Mahomes is really good. I mean, we could talk all we want about him. Deshaun Watson, we've kind of already talked that to death. But number 5 right there, I still believe that's about where he'll probably get drafted as about your 2nd to 5th or 6th quarterback taken probably in every draft.
D-Watt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Russell Wilson at number 6. Talk about a disappointment year after the way you start, right?
Yeah, he was, I think at week 5, he was the number 1 QB.
Yeah, and that's because Dak went down, because Dak was number 1, correct?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Russell Wilson started off MVP type, like.
Yeah, he was. And then he still had 40 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Not a lot. I mean, he was okay in the rushing department. He still had 500 yards on the ground. Only 2 touchdowns on the rushing, but is what it is. I mean, when they kind of rely on their running backs a lot more. Russell Wilson, I think he is just – that's what he's going to be. He'll be a QB1, but he may disappear on you in some games.
I mean, you look at – let's just look at the last 3 games that he had. Rams, Niners, Rams. 62% completion, 55, and then 40. And his yards went down each game, 225, 181, 174. The QB rating went down too. I mean, he just kind of fell apart. And this got Schottenheimer fired. It did, but I don't know.
They want to run the ball more. They want to run the ball more.
Yeah, and this is not good. I mean, he really struggled against the Rams. Overall, the best he had was that 62% completion percentage. He had some really solid games, but overall, it ended up being a disappointing season, to be honest. It really did, from what it could have been.
Eric's just going off. Wants to feel bad for Watson, but he says he should have walked in free agency. Man, he had his number 1 target there. When he signed that deal, stuff was a lot different. And then Dak's 50 yards, 50 attempts per game. But that's because that defense was horrendous in the very beginning of the season, and they were playing from behind so much and having to throw the ball, and they were turning the ball over a lot. So number 7 on the list right here, Ryan Tannehill. Is this a dude you're going to be targeting every draft? Because I think he's going to fall in every draft. And he's got Derrick Henry, got play action game, and got A.J. Brown. I mean, do you need anything else?
It's pretty tough to argue with you because, I mean, we're going to see what he's going to do. I mean, he threw for almost 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He had a 106.5 passer rating. There were some games when he just struggled. I mean, he had a couple divisional games against the Colts where he didn't do well. And he didn't really play that well against the Texans, which was kind of surprising in the second matchup. In the first matchup, he threw for 360 yards. So some of that is just Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry goes off.
Some of that is Derrick Henry. So that's actually kind of a negative. And we do expect for as far as the people that are already above him, we do expect Dak to slide above Tannehill. But I'm looking at these guys. Herbert could take a step. Lamar Jackson could be better next year. But Tannehill, I mean, I'm looking at the names on this list. He's still a top 12 quarterback.
But even with those names, so let's say you're drafting, right? Chances are all those guys are going way before him. Tannehill, you're probably getting 3 rounds later than all those guys in a fantasy football draft.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those wait-on quarterbacks like we all are, that's a really good dude to go out there and target.
But it's not sexy.
It's not sexy. But you know what is sexy? Winning championships.
Well, that is true, and I do like to do that. I do like to be sexy in that fashion.
Let's talk about Tom Brady for a minute because Tom Brady's looked great. He looked great this year, right? The warm weather in Tampa is working out well for him. He is going to do one more year. If they win the Super Bowl, which they are playing in the NFC Championship game, maybe he hangs it up, but I still think he probably tries to run it back to get 2 without Bill.
He already said he was going to play next year. And why wouldn't he?
I mean,
why wouldn't
he? But here's my thing. So next year, Mike Evans will be there, yes. I don't know what the running back situation is going to look like. Possibly Ronald Jones, maybe. Tight end situation, don't know what that's going to be like. Maybe Gronk, maybe Cameron Brate, who knows, right? O.J. Howard might come back. Chris Godwin's probably gone. They don't have the money to afford him. Antonio Brown, I need to see what's going on with this knee because he's getting an MRI. He was getting an MRI in his knee. I didn't hear what happened with that last week. And he's not going to play this week. Exactly. But next year, I think Antonio Brown's there next year all season. And I think Tom Brady with Antonio Brown as his number 2, do you think Tom Brady takes a step backwards? He's got to eventually, right? He's like 47 years old.
I think he's 43, about to be 44. Tell me why. Yes. Tell me why. Look, he's like, it's kind of like
everybody. Time is undefeated.
I agree. But like, I'm not a betting man as far as money goes. I mean, I bet my hair one time and that was a mistake. But that's the one guy you don't want to count out is Tom Brady.
Yeah. And I think we saw with warmer weather throughout the whole year, which he got in Tampa this year compared to those frigid New England winters. He played better at the end of the season than he has previously.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he had a worse defense. He still had a really good defense all year.
He had a phenomenal defense, and Vita Vea will be back. I don't know. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't play well next year.
Do you think he's good at QB1? Fantasy. We're talking fantasy.
Yeah.
QB1 next year, Tom Brady.
Right now,
would you rather have?
Yes.
Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson next season.
I'd rather have Lamar Jackson. Don't be silly.
Because he got legs?
He's got legs, and then they understood that they needed to use his legs. They tried to make him be something he's not, and that's a pocket passer. Once they figured out that they shouldn't try to fit that square peg into a round hole, he took back off again. He had the poop game. The poop game was a huge, huge turn of the tide for old Lamar.
I'll take my comment down. Sorry. What? So Lamar Jackson, so you say he's not a pocket passer. I was watching the game, and I think he is when he's a passer. He is actually a pocket passer. He runs, but he doesn't roll out. Like, you guys that have to roll out. When he wants to throw, he wants a clean pocket to throw from, or he's going to run away. So I think he is kind of a pocket passer. They need weapons. That's what they need. He needs somebody who can consistently catch the ball.
Whoa. Don't you ever take Des Bryant's name in vain again like that.
He was the best catch rate on the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, Devin Duvernay was he's unpolished, and then they got
Hollywood Brown was
Willie
eating a lot
Snead.
of popcorn.
They got Willie Snead, who is still in the NFL.
Boykin.
Oh yeah, he came in the same year as Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he needs a weapon. If they went out and got like an Allen Robinson in the offseason, I think that could do wonders. Look what Stephon Diggs did for Josh Allen, right? We said this before. We said Josh Allen's not accurate. He's not this. He's not that. They went out and got him a wide receiver that can get separation, that can catch contested balls, that is way more consistent, and the leaps he made.
It's tough to argue with that. I mean,
if he got a Chris Godwin, they got a Chris Godwin there. Would you like that, Matt? Like,
well, Chris Godwin's struggling with some dropsies right now, bud. So I don't know if
like 3 broke fingers. That finger was supposed to be out for the season.
Brett Favre was breaking everyone's fingers, and he still expected catches, bro.
Yeah,
because he had a freaking cannon.
All right, Justin Herbert, is he the biggest surprise this year at the quarterback position?
Yeah,
number 9 quarterback overall, Justin Herbert. Do you think he falls off? Is he going to be out of this quarterback class? Will he still be the number 1 quarterback next year?
I think it'd be better than Tua.
And Joe Burrow, I don't think starts the season.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Herbert, but I do expect a little bit of a sophomore slump. He's going to have a different offense, different head coach. There's always a sophomore slump. Always.
And they're not getting the Rams offensive coordinator, which they tried to get the Rams offensive coordinator, and they said nope. They did get the Rams defense coordinator. But, yes.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, A-Rob to Baltimore, Eric. I mean, if he got him, that could really step his game up a lot. I mean, give him a consistent pass catcher. So we talked about that. I want to dig in. We're kind of going long here, and I mean we could talk about Matt Ryan. I don't even know if Matt Ryan plays in Atlanta next year. Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins, right? He finished as a QB1, but did it ever feel like it, honestly, except for the very end of the season there. Big Ben, we talked about him. Derek Carr, he was okay, but the best Raiders game was Marcus Mariota. I mean, it was. Cam Newton started off hot with all that rush, being a great running back that took snaps, but he's finished with more interceptions and touchdowns, and he's not going to be in New England next year. I don't think Cam's starter next year. I don't think he's on a team starting.
You don't think he could end up in Indy? Or
no?
I mean, they got Jacob Eason.
They do. They also have Jacoby Brissett. They also could go get another veteran guy like they did this year.
What if you put him with Sean Payton?
Taysom Hill 2.0.
He's got a better arm than Taysom.
I think he's younger than Taysom Hill. I don't know if he has a better arm right now than Taysom Hill. That arm did not look good this year. I'm just saying.
It looked really bad. You're right. Okay. All right.
He looks like a guy who's been playing smash mouth football for a lot of years and his body's banged up and hurt.
Still got that championship out of him in Auburn, baby. Woo-woo. War Eagle.
Matt Stafford's in Detroit. There's a lot of rumors that they're trying to move him. He could end up in Indy.
Oh, that's a nice fit.
Yeah, it would be a great fit for him, right? And also, let's not forget Detroit. Every one of their wide receivers is a free agent this year.
And it doesn't seem like Matt Stafford's the kind of guy that'll bite people's kneecaps off. I don't think that's really in his wheelhouse. But no, he doesn't seem like that type of – their head coach seems like a psychopath.
Okay.
Did you see that press conference?
No, I don't watch press conferences.
He said that they're going to bite their opponent's kneecaps clean off. The patellas. Yeah. He's out. He's crazy. Go back and watch the head. Please.
You go for the knees. You don't go for the head. Okay, that's illegal. That's illegal. If he bites their heads off, that's targeting and stuff. That's bad.
I mean, I guess, dude, it was disturbing. That's all I'm saying.
Then we got like Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Teddy Bridgewater, who I don't think. Do you think Teddy's coming back to Carolina? Wasn't he on a 1-year deal?
No, he was on a. I want to say he was on a 2-year deal.
You're looking it up, but I mean, Baker is what Baker is, right? He'll have. I mean, if you take a 6-touchdown game out of it, he had 20 touchdowns to 8 interceptions.
Oh, Teddy's money was 3-year contract. Cap hit this year is $23 million with a dead cap carry of $20 million. He's going to be on the Panthers this year. Next year, though, in 2022, he only carries a dead cap hit of $5 million. So that's going to be really their potential out.
He'll be there this year, and then they'll look to rebuild the year after. I mean, they're a team with Christian McCaffrey who needs to win now because you're just wasting it. So what about the Philadelphia situation? Let's talk about Carson Wentz. They said rumors are that they're telling coaches they want to keep Wentz in the interviews.
Well, that's the reason they brought in the coach that they did.
Yeah,
because they want to fix Carson Wentz.
Okay, so you want to fix Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts was there, looked okay. I didn't say he looked great, but he looked okay. He made plays.
Nick Sirianni was not a revolutionary offensive coordinator. He works well with quarterbacks, and that's the reason they brought him in. They want to fix him. They owe him too much money to trade him. There's no way. They can trade him.
Okay. So is Carson Wentz the starter all year for Philadelphia next year?
No, that is different. I think he's going to go in as a starter, and he could potentially lose his job based on it. But Jalen Hurts didn't show me anything that made me think that he can, just steal the job right away. He's going to be better.
So he showed some flashes.
Yeah.
Do you think we could be in a Chris Chandler, Michael Vick situation where if the Eagles have fans in the stands and they're not playing well in the beginning, they're going to start chanting for Hurts and calling out Wentz? And it's Philadelphia fans, okay? I'm just saying.
they're the best. They really are. They're not quite Bills. Bills fans are my favorite fans in the whole world. But
the Bills are nice about it. They donated to it, like Lamar Jackson's charity, and
I love the Bills Mafia. If I could ever be an honorary member, oh my gosh. But the Eagles, they went out and they fired Doug Peterson, their Super Bowl winning head coach, and they hired Nick Sirianni. And I'm willing to bet that they hired him on the pretense of, hey, we need you to fix Carson Wentz and make this work. They chose Carson Wentz over Doug Peterson. This is a situation that he's going to get right, or him and Nick Sirianni are both going to be gone by the time this contract's over.
But if he starts out bad, is this a situation that could really fall apart really fast?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the quarterback that you've seen. Jalen Hurts won a game. He rushed for 100 yards against the Saints and won them a game.
But you got to, the best year. Oh, my gosh.
What are you looking up here?
I'm looking at the best year that they could have coming up to get out of the Carson Wentz contract. The best shot that they got is 2022 with 24 million dead cap. 2023, 15 million. 2024, 6 million.
You just
It's
carry
not
him.
a good situation.
You just carry him. Matt Flynn. Remember when Seahawks paid him all that money?
Well, they had Russell Wilson.
They did, but I'm saying Russell Wilson, a third-round quarterback. Jalen Hurts, second-round quarterback.
You think Russell Wilson gets that MVP vote this year? What are we talking about?
No, he didn't. Not this year. He wanted to make sure of that. You need an offensive line. You are correct. They need an offensive line. That's the biggest problem with Carson Wentz. He needs protection. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that say they need protection. Phillip Rivers was one of them who said he always needed protection, but he never used it because his religion does not believe in it.
All right. Did you see that your boy Matt Patricia already has been hired in New England?
Of course he has. That's where they all go. They all go back to New England. Let's talk about some real stuff. Let's talk about quarterbacks that were looking good and then got hurt. Let's talk about Dak Prescott right now. Is Dak Prescott a Cowboy next year? 1.
Yeah.
2.
He is.
Is he he's a QB1, right? If he's in the Cowboys offense, he's the go-to guy, right?
Absolutely. He was the best quarterback in the NFL. He had 3 consecutive games with over 450 yards passing before he got injured. Dak Prescott was a man playing on fire. He was playing like he was actually going for a contract. And until he got hurt, it looked like he was going to get big money and he was going to deserve it. I don't see any reason why Dak Prescott's not going to come back ready to ball out next year. He's going to be a Cowboy, 100%. 100%.
Does he get signed to a deal, or is he getting franchise tagged again?
I don't know all the numbers with the Cowboys. They paid Zeke a lot of money. They paid DeMarcus Lawrence a lot of money. A lot of wasted money.
Cooper still getting money.
Amari Cooper, $100 million for that guy, $90 million for Zeke. DeMarcus Lawrence, I think, has got somewhere in the neighborhood of $80 or $90 million. Just stupid money because Jerry Jones, stupid spender. But I think that he'll be a Cowboy. There's no doubt in my mind that he will be a Cowboy. It's just, what is it going to cost the team for him to be a Cowboy? And is Dak going to agree with it?
Eric's going to say he gets tagged again. But the tag keeps going up each time. Remember, what was it?
The tag will be a bargain. The tag will be a bargain next year because Dak is worth about 40 right now, about $40 million a year. The tag, I think, for Dak next year is about 30 cents.
Yeah. All right, and then let's talk about Joe Burrow, right? I mean, Cincinnati was throwing the ball way too much, and they're putting him in some bad situations. But he was looking good before he went out. But that's a bad knee injury, and anything outside of Dynasty where I can just stash him away and hide him, I don't know if I want anything to do with Joe Burrow for the next couple of years.
Not next year.
Not next year for sure. And the year after, I'm even still – I don't know if Cincinnati's going to get right.
Well, statistically speaking, he'll be – you looked – when did he get in? Let me see what week he got in. I think he got injured week 9 or 10. Joe Burrow, before he got injured, he was a top 12 quarterback. I believe he was 9 week 1 through 8. Yeah, he was 9th weeks 1 through 8 through the first half of the season. Joe Burrow played well, and that was despite all of the turmoil and situations going on around him. They should be in a better position to give him some offensive line help. They have decent receivers there, let's be honest, outside of John Ross. Terrible. AJ Green won't be a Bengal next year. They're revamping the uniforms. They're ready to go next year. Zach Taylor's going to fix this thing. Maybe. No, he's probably not.
It comes down to does the owner want to pay money? That owner has never
cheap.
wanted to pay money. Yes.
He's cheap. He's incredibly cheap.
He's one of the reasons why the NFL has a floor on the cap. They have the cap and they have a floor. You have to be above the floor.
No, he is the floor.
Yeah. So Dwayne Haskins plays for Pittsburgh. Do you care?
I do not. Thanks for asking, bud.
Okay.
I don't care at all.
Cool. Alex Smith, I got a good feeling he's going to retire. I'm glad he got to come back, kind of get to play in the playoff game. But yeah, or he didn't get to play the playoff game. No, he didn't play.
He did not get to play.
He got the team to the playoffs. Sorry, he got the team to the playoffs. But he's
kind of.
Well, I mean, he got them there. Got to get 5 wins, man. If they got 4, they weren't making it. Had to get 5.
What about G. Minshew? What do you like about old Gardner? You think he's going to be the
So-
starter next year in Jacksonville?
No. Trevor Lawrence is going to Jacksonville. Is there any question about Trevor Lawrence going to Jacksonville with Urban Meyer?
Urban Meyer said he had to evaluate everyone.
Of course he does. He has to say that, right? You gotta say
I'm just saying he said it.
He can say that all he wants, but because here's the thing: if he takes Justin Fields and Justin Fields doesn't pan out, he's gone in 2 years. Urban Meyer might be gone in 2 years anyway, but you're gone really fast if you pass on Trevor Lawrence, who's been the consistent number 1 pick for the last 2 years. Well, 3 years, right? Since his freshman year in Clemson, he's been the number, like, as soon as Trevor Lawrence comes out, he's the number 1 pick, right?
Yeah, he took over, and he's been really good, Bob. Really good. Only won 1 national title, though. Yeah, the Minshew's Mississippi mud flap, dude. That mullet is glorious. I agree.
No, I just don't. I like Minshew, but he's going to be one of the guys that's going to hang around the NFL for a long time. He'll be a backup.
Chad Henne.
He's already better than Chad Henne. He's already thrown more passes than Chad Henne.
Did you see Gardner Minshew's latest video? He said, "Hey, girl, you want to take a ride with a Mississippi mud flap?" It's so sick. I want a mullet so bad. He's so sick.
So the rookies that could come out next year, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I saw going in a mock draft that I looked at.
Okay.
Right? We have Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones.
Okay.
All over the place. Right? They were going everywhere because pretty much any team that needed a quarterback was just drafting them. They weren't trading for them. They weren't signing free agents. They were just drafting a quarterback.
There's 3 of them who I think are going to start right away.
Okay. And that's Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Zach Wilson.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of Justin Fields going to the Patriots.
He won't fall that far.
I don't think he'll fall that far either. And I don't know if I like him in that situation. If they don't get any weapons, it's not a great situation. Like, it's not a good situation for a quarterback to be in right now.
What? Are you serious? I agree.
100%.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. The shine on Josh McDaniels is wearing out just like when it went to Denver.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Justin Fields, I think he's got a lot of talent. I just want to see him in a better situation. I don't know what
I did too.
that is right now. I mean, with the draft order the way it is and with everything that can happen, because a lot of you have Jacksonville who they need a quarterback. Yeah, they need one. I mean, we like Minshew, but I don't think we think Minshew's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah. No, T-Law is, though. Could be.
Well, prospect-wise, he's that, right? That's what he is. So not that it'd be.
He's that one
Number 2.
quarterback.
Yeah, number 2 is the Jets, right? And I don't know what they want to do with Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold is still really young. He's only like 21 years old still. He's very young. And the mean man's gone, right? The mean man's gone. So I don't know if they're going to draft a quarterback there with all the needs that the Jets need. They need a lot more than just a quarterback.
So I was listening to Robert Saleh talk about this on the Rich Eisen show, and he said that everything that he's done, he's seen, he sees that Sam Darnold has a potential to be a great starting quarterback in the NFL, and there's no reason for him not to believe that. He's reached out, he's talked to Sam. He knows that he has all the arm talent. He can make all the throws that he needs to make, and he believes that Sam could be. They're not ready to cut the cord on him yet. I think it just depends. You know, they need so much help in so other positions, and really quarterback is not a position of need for them. Sam Darnold,
It's cheap.
he's cheap, and he's not bad. He's really not.
He sees ghosts, but who wouldn't with Adam Gase around there? Adam Gase.
Adam Gase is terrible. So I think that they stick with him. I'd be surprised, but not shocked if they went in another direction. But they don't need to. Justin Fields, I mean, I don't know if Justin Fields is an upgrade over Sam Darnold. I don't think he is.
Maybe, possibly. It's whatever. If Sam Darnold was on a second contract, then yes. But he's on one. Number 3 is Miami. They're not taking a quarterback. They just went out and took Tua. Yeah, they're not taking a quarterback at 3.
I agree.
Right. Atlanta at 4 now. Atlanta at 4. Depending on what happens with Matt Ryan, maybe could take a quarterback there, possibly, but they got a defense that needs a lot of work, offensive line that needs a lot of work. Again, needs a lot of help. Cincinnati, they're not. They took Joe Burrow. They're not taking one. Philadelphia, they're already in a quarterback mess as it is. Detroit at 7. Maybe if they move Matt Stafford, this could be a quarterback right here.
Maybe
they need a lot of work too, but this might be one. New coach. Usually, new coach brings in new quarterback. You draft one, you're stuck with them forever. Matt Nagy, Mitch Trubisky, right?
Yeah.
Carolina, you already talked about Teddy Bridgewater of it all. This ain't the year to go get a quarterback. This is the year to shore up the rest of the defense and the rest of it to try to win. Denver at 9. I don't know what John Elway wants to do. I don't know if John Elway knows what he wants to do.
He hired a GM, and he said he likes Drew Lock, but he'll let the GM make his own decision. Vic Fangio said the same thing, which means Drew Lock's out of there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's get a real quarterback in there. Let's go.
Do they go out and get one of these? Do they go out and try to get Jimmy Garoppolo?
No. Well, maybe they're stupid. I don't know. Well, Elway's not flipping the switches anymore. So no.
So we don't know, right? Jimmy Garoppolo, I've also heard rumors he could go back to New England.
No, that would work.
Bill, trade him for a second, and he trades a fourth to get him back?
Nice.
That's a Bill Belichick move, right?
Now you're thinking.
I've heard that rumor out there, right? But Denver, Dallas, unless they decide they don't want Dak, they don't want to pay Dak.
There's no way. Don't be stupid.
Justin Fields?
Don't be stupid. If there's so many times they've paid so many players so much unnecessary money, if they mess this up, I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words. How could you be that stupid? Don't mess this up.
Josh Allen's going to win the Super Bowl, and we got to say again that it's either Tom Brady or a rookie deal quarterback in the Super Bowl. That can happen again this year.
Don't do it.
Giants, I listened to Cowherd, and he pretty much put something good. They're not going to take a quarterback because Dave Gettleman isn't going to say that he thinks Daniel Jones was a wrong pick.
Well, he did finish the season as the 24th best fantasy quarterback. That's pretty good.
Well, he got banged up, and before he got hurt, he was leading all players in yards per rush. All players.
Because of that one run where he fell on his face. No, I don't. Daniel Jones finished behind Drew Lock, behind Carson Wentz, behind Drew Brees, who actually played 2 less games than him.
Yeah.
I like Daniel Jones as a person, as a human being.
I don't know if as a person, human being, I'm not gonna say that, but
from what I see is what I'm saying. But I don't think that he's the answer at quarterback for them. I like him a lot more than I like Drew Lock. I don't like Drew Lock.
Well, then you got San Francisco. Here, let's go in there. I don't know what's going on with him, and I think again we go into the thing of they have a rookie quarterback who's really cheap, but they have so many other needs, right? The Giants have so many needs. Like the defense was good this year, but it wasn't great. The offensive line was, they need to get an offensive line that can help Saquon Barkley get some holes. Like that's what you need to do for that team. Like that's where your money's at. San Francisco though, Jimmy Garoppolo, I kind of said it. Like they might move away from him. Kyle Shanahan has pretty much said that kind of done with him after being banged up.
If they moved away from him and the Rams moved away from Goff.
Yeah, and they both draft quarterbacks this year.
Oh, that would be glorious. Do you know when the Rams can get an out from Jared Goff? Do you know?
No, I don't know. They signed that huge deal. Garoppolo's was a year before, right?
Oh, so they can get that a little bit early. The best year to get away from Goff would be 2023 because oh snap! You know what his dead cap? Do you know what Jared Goff's dead cap is for 2021? You'll never
$45 million.
$65 million. Do you know what it was this year? Do you know what it was this year? You'll never guess. It's okay. You'll never guess. It was $94 million.
Well, wasn't this the first year of his big deal, though? I think that's what it was. I mean, whatever. whatever. I mean, this is the thing, though. I mean, and then the Jets have a pick at the end, and there's so many other teams out here. Chicago, we've talked about them. They're in the late 20s. They might take one of these guys. I don't know. Like you said, Trevor Lawrence probably going to start right away. Justin Fields, unless somebody that already has a quarterback might do it. I don't know where Ryan Fitzpatrick ends up next year. You know what I'm saying?
Wherever he ends up, the starter will get injured.
Or he'll start the season.
We know that.
Yep. Yeah. But I mean, this is what's going on with quarterback. It's such a crapshoot. Who's your QB1 next year? Is it still Patrick Mahomes? Always Patrick Mahomes?
My QB1? Like
Yeah,
for draft? Who do I think will finish the season as QB1?
Either or.
Draft-wise, it would be Patty. But as far as finishing the season?
Yeah. Patty.
No, I really –
You think Kyler?
I think it's going to be Lamar. I think Lamar's going to reclaim his throne.
You think if they get him a better weapon, one solid weapon?
Fantasy-wise, Lamar Jackson is a phenomenal quarterback. He really is. I can't deny it. I'd like to deny it, but I can't.
You could deny it. All right, let's end the show with a little fun here. Let's do a little keep, a little trading, and a little cutting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you ready? You ready for this? It's fun.
I've been waiting on you forever.
All right. Oh, God, I like this first one.
No, come on. Give me something good.
This one is yeah, well, let's just get rid of this one. Let's move on here to the second one here. All right, we go. This is a money one. It's not quarterback, it's running back related. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Miles Sanders, Cam Akers.
Oh, wow.
Remember, this is Dynasty, half PPR. Superflex is on. This is a good one. Cam Akers has been balled out in the playoffs. I mean, he was playing quarterback. He was doing everything he can. He tried to beat the Packers by himself.
I'm going to cut Sanders. I'm going to cut him.
Okay, he's the lowest one on this list?
Yep. And then I'm going to –
between the two rookies.
I'm going to trade Clyde and keep Cam Akers.
Okay. And that's a lot of recency bias. I think if we would have done this like 2 weeks ago, you would have flipped Clyde and Cam Akers. You might have flipped Cam Akers to the bottom.
Yeah, but that's a tough call, bud. I mean, I think they're all great running backs. I really do.
Another good one's up here. I'll get your input on this one after. Let's see what the majority you hit with everybody on the majority. Akers, Edwards, Sanders. Remember Superflex here. We got Joe Burrow 1. This is Dynasty 2, so it does change a little bit. Travis Kelce 2. Justin Jefferson 3.
Superflex?
Superflex, half PPR, but Travis Kelce is the tight end 1.
I'm cutting him. I'm cutting Travis Kelce. I'm going to trade Justin Jefferson. I'm going to keep Joe Burrow.
Well, I think it's easy to rank them like that. But if you're in a win now situation, like if your team needs to win now, you're keeping Travis Kelce probably. Because he's so much better than
Justin Jefferson. I'm keeping Jefferson.
Probably trade Justin Jefferson because you can probably get, and then Joe Burrow's probably the cut. If you're
I'm trading Travis Kelce based on name value and recognition because he's worth something. There's no way he's going to finish this high next year. No way.
My thing, even though this is super flex, I'm putting Justin Jefferson ahead of Joe Burrow.
And I would argue.
I'm putting Justin Jefferson 1, Joe Burrow's 2, and Kelce's 3. And it's mostly age, and it's these tight end, right? We never see tight ends lasting as long as he's lasted at this level.
He's got stamina.
He does, but he's over 30, and it's starting to worry me, right?
He can go all.
Mine was Silva. What I picked is what everybody else picked.
All day long.
We're not doing that because that's trash. All
right, I got one for you. I got one for
you. You got it?
I got one for you. This is not Superflex. Not Superflex.
All right, let's do it. Not Superflex.
Antonio Brown, Matt Stafford, and Hayden Hurst.
Okay, Hurst is my cut. Now it's between Antonio Brown and it's between Matt Stafford. So, oh man, this is hard. I'm gonna put Stafford 1, Antonio Brown. So keep Stafford, trade Brown. I really think if I knew what Brown's situation is for next year, if he got a 2-year deal with the Bucks, this probably would have changed. Brown probably would have been number 1.
Yeah, I would have probably kept Hayden Hurst. I would have cut Matt Stafford and traded Antonio Brown. That's what I would have done. But that's just my opinion. And my opinion is right. Always.
No, it's not right. You said you do what? You kept Hayden Hurst?
I would have kept Hayden Hurst. I would have cut Matt Stafford and traded Antonio Brown.
Okay. So we both put Antonio Brown in the same spot.
Yeah, I would just flip-flop.
We just flip-flop the other ones. All right, what about this one? This one's a little super flex again, but it doesn't really matter. Darnell Mooney, the rookie wide receiver for Chicago, could be the number 1. Robert Tonyan and Jarvis Landry.
I'm going to keep Tonyan, trade Landry, and cut Mooney.
Okay, I mean, that's a safe pick. Mooney's – you were very different than everybody. Most Dynasty players said keep Landry, trade Mooney, cut Tonyan.
I don't care. Tonyan's a tight end. He's got value.
Yeah. One more for you right here. Let's send this one home. This is a baller one. Remember, this is Dynasty. Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, early first-round pick.
Regular. Okay, so Chris Godwin, Aaron Jones.
Early first, and it's a super flex. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to
this is tough. This is like, how am I building my team?
I'm going to trade Aaron Jones.
Okay.
I know that. I'm going to trade him.
But here's you've got the early first,
yeah, but then I got Godwin or an early first.
But you're keeping one and getting rid of the other.
Yeah, yeah, bud.
Aaron Jones might be the cut for me. I mean, just saying.
I think I'm gonna cut Godwin and I'm gonna keep that first in the super flex.
If I told you that Godwin was going to the Texans to play with Watson, would that change everything?
Yeah, of course, but I don't think that's going to happen. They don't have cap space. Come on, I know better than that. Get out of here.
Okay. What if I said he's going to New England and they got Matt Stafford as their quarterback?
Well, Matt Stafford would probably hurt his hip the way he did Kenny G. So I don't.
But he played through it.
No.
Is there anything that would make you move him above Aaron Jones? Not the first.
Trading Aaron Jones is the best move. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay, but rank them 1, 2, 3.
If I had to rank those guys, yeah, it would be.
That's what
Aaron
this
Jones.
is. Keep his 1, trade his 2, and cut his 3.
Yeah, but no, it's not ranking them that way because it's different.
Rank these players below 1, 2, 3 according to how you value them. That's how they build their rankings.
No, I don't care how that. You're talking about a business decision.
I know.
I'm going to get the most value I can, and I feel like I'm going to get a lot for Aaron Jones because running backs are a hot commodity. He's not going to be a Packer next year, and he's going to be able to give me some running backs in that second contract.
I got you, but rank them 1, 2, 3 for me. Aaron Jones, Godwin, early first.
Fine. In Superflex League, I will rank them as such. Godwin, early first, Aaron Jones. And I hated every minute.
Consensus went early first, Godwin, Aaron Jones.
Okay, so flip-flop, whatever.
Yeah, flip-flop those. All right. But that was a good one. That was a tough one. I mean, and I get what you're saying. Honestly, the best trade value there is early first. Because if you have Aaron Jones and you have Chris Godwin, chances are you're winning games.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to go, what's the best value? How you got an early first, I don't know what you did.
You probably traded Antonio Gibson for it.
Yeah. Too soon. All right. But that's a quarterback situation. There's a lot going out there. There's a lot of rookies coming in, we're seeing a real young movement at the quarterback position, which I think has really changed the landscape out there.
It's good. I like it.
Because when you go down the top 12, right? I mean, I was dumb and deleted it out. But we have Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, and Matt Ryan, I think, are the only ones in the 30s. Is Kirk Cousins in his 30s?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is 30.
Okay, 5. 5
32.
of the 12. 5 of the 12 are in their 30s. The rest of them are all in their 20s. And even the ones that are in their 30s, what?
Russell Wilson? Yeah,
he's in his 30s. He's 32.
I did not.
They don't take many years, man. It only takes 6-7 years.
Tannehill's 32. Did you say
is
Tannehill?
he? Oh, no. Okay, so we're half. We're about 50-50. But had Dak played all year, he would have pushed one of those older people out at the bottom.
And Derek Carr was 13th, right behind him. He was only 29.
Yeah. But in your top 6, though, you only had 2. Right, Russell Wilson
Rodgers
and Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
So
and Dak would have been in there.
Yeah, we're seeing a youth movement at the quarterback position. I think it's making fantasy football a lot more fun, a lot more exciting.
I agree. And I love fantasy football this year. Yes. It was great. The pandemic made some things a little more challenging, but overall it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. Rookie quarterbacks. Riskiest business out there for redraft leagues.
Macho Man.
Ooh.
All right. You ready to send it home?
Yeah, do it. I'll play the music after. That way I don't drop you again like I did before.
Well, I just want to say thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. We love you guys. We appreciate you supporting the show. Please check out Brad on Twitter at Tack Jones. I'm at FF Josh Hughes, and Eric is at Guns of L19. Even though he's not here, he's still part of the show, guys. So hit him up on
Twitter and say congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Eric, for bringing a life into the world. Hit us up the show at Empty Wagon FF. That's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to go to the website, fsa-fr.com. Please check them out. And please check out our broadcast sponsor, which is Football Darts. We love them. We appreciate everything they do for the show. We love you guys. Check us out in 2 weeks when we're back. We're going to be breaking down running backs and how those things went. We love you. See ya.
Later.